Paris Jackson opens up about the profound influence her father, Michael Jackson, had on her life, reflecting on their deep father-daughter connection. Growing up in the spotlight, Paris acknowledges the complexities that come with being part of the Jackson family legacy. Despite the pressures, she cherishes the intimate moments spent with her father, especially their shared love for music and the arts. From cooking together to bonding over creative pursuits, Michael's influence shaped her worldview, not just as a father, but as a source of artistic inspiration. In her own words, Paris paints a picture of their relationship, a blend of love, mentorship, and shared experiences that formed the foundation of her journey through life under the public's watchful eye. Paris Jackson, daughter of the legendary Michael Jackson, has always been deeply influenced by her father's impact on the world of art, music, and fashion. From a young age, she was exposed to the creative spirit of her father, and as she embarks on her own journey in the entertainment industry, she channels his influence in her work. Michael Jackson, known for his innovative contributions to music and performance, emphasized the importance of artistic expression in a way that has clearly shaped Paris's path. She has embraced his legacy, drawing inspiration from his groundbreaking music and the way he used his platform to connect with people across the globe. In her career, Paris has carved out a distinct identity, not only as a model and actress, but also as a musician, following in her father's footsteps. Her approach to fashion also pays homage to the bold and boundary-pushing styles Michael championed throughout his career. Each project she takes on is infused with the artistic vision he imparted to her, allowing her to stay true to herself while also honoring his contributions to the industry. Her father's deep belief in the importance of education and cross-cultural understanding has profoundly impacted Paris as well. Michael Jackson always stressed that learning about different cultures and fostering empathy among people were key to creating a better world. Paris has carried this philosophy with her, using her platform to spread messages of inclusivity and unity. She actively works to raise awareness on various issues, particularly those related to marginalized communities, demonstrating the same commitment her father showed toward making a positive impact on society. Today, Paris Jackson continues to embrace her father's legacy while making her own mark on the world. Through her art, music, and advocacy, she continues to honor his memory and vision, pushing for a more inclusive and understanding world, just as he did. Paris Jackson frequently speaks about how her father's teachings on morality and compassion influence her ethics to this day. Growing up with Michael Jackson, she learned early on about the importance of treating others with kindness and empathy. These lessons have deeply shaped her, helping her to remain firm in her beliefs as she navigates her own path in life. In particular, Paris is known for her advocacy work, where she actively promotes causes like mental health awareness and social justice. Her father's emphasis on the value of compassion and understanding in dealing with others has inspired her to use her platform for greater good. Whether through social media or public appearances, Paris never hesitates to speak out on issues she believes in. Her commitment to mental health awareness, for instance, is evident in the way she opens up about her own struggles with mental health. She advocates for people to seek help, break down the stigma surrounding mental illness, and to support each other in times of need. Paris also advocates for social justice, championing causes related to racial equality and the empowerment of marginalized communities. In her efforts, she uses her voice to raise awareness about the need for change and to stand up against injustice. These efforts align with the moral foundation she learned from her father, whose influence remains a guiding force in her advocacy and ethical stance on the world around her. Growing up as the daughter of Michael Jackson, Paris Jackson has faced challenges that many might not understand. As a child of such a famous figure, she has always been under the public's eye, which has added pressures of its own. One of the most difficult things Paris has had to deal with is body image. Like many young women, she struggled with accepting her body, but being constantly scrutinized by the media only made it harder. The expectations set by society, especially for someone who is constantly in the public eye, made it difficult for her to embrace herself fully. However, over the years, Paris has become an advocate for mental health and body positivity. She has spoken openly about her struggles, acknowledging the impact societal pressures can have on self-esteem. Reflecting on the challenges her father faced with public scrutiny, she has turned her experiences into a way to encourage others to love themselves. Paris now shares her story as a way to empower others to accept their bodies and focus on their mental health. She works to break down the unrealistic beauty standards set by society and, in doing so, is helping to change the narrative around body image for people everywhere. Paris's journey towards self-acceptance has been inspiring to many. She has used her platform to spread the message that everyone's body is beautiful, regardless of how it is portrayed in the media. By embracing her own flaws and imperfections, she encourages others to do the same. As she continues to speak up about mental health and body positivity, Paris Jackson is redefining beauty and proving that real strength comes from accepting who you truly are. Music has always been an important part of Paris Jackson's life, offering her a way to express herself and work through personal struggles. Just as her father, Michael Jackson, used his music to channel his emotions and cope with difficulties, Paris also finds solace and healing in her own musical creations. The therapeutic power of music allows her to communicate feelings and experiences that might be hard to put into words otherwise. This connection between art and emotional healing is something that she inherited from her father, reflecting the deep bond they shared through music. Beyond her own music, family connections, particularly those formed in the kitchen, have a special place in Paris's heart. Cooking with her father was a cherished activity that not only brought them closer, but also helped create lasting memories. These moments in the kitchen became more than just preparing meals. They were opportunities to connect, share stories, and build a strong family foundation. Today, Paris continues to value these traditions and works to pass them down to the next generation. She understands the importance of preserving these rituals, ensuring that the warmth of family, both in music and in cooking, will continue to thrive for years to come. Paris Jackson has often shared her deep connection to her father's legacy while simultaneously carving out her own path in the world of art. Though she has shown support for projects like MJ the Musical, a celebration of Michael Jackson's legendary career, she remains focused on her own artistic pursuits, especially in music and fashion. As the daughter of one of the most iconic figures in pop culture history, Paris has been under constant scrutiny, but she's made it clear that she wishes to honor her father's memory on her terms. She has spoken openly about the challenges of growing up with such a famous parent, particularly when it comes to her feelings about his legendary work. One of the most public examples of this tension came when Paris reflected on the music video for Thriller, which remains one of her father's most famous and iconic pieces of art. For Paris, the video was not just a moment in pop culture history, but a deeply unsettling experience as a child. The imagery, the intense makeup, and the frightening scenes were distressing to her, creating a complicated relationship with a music video that many others viewed as a groundbreaking masterpiece. Her honest and candid reflections on how she perceived her father's work speak to the complexity of living in the shadow of such an immense legacy. Despite her discomfort with some of the iconic works, Paris has continued to speak about the importance of maintaining her father's influence while also building her own identity as an artist. She does this by creating music that speaks to her own experiences and interests, and embracing fashion as another form of creative expression. Her music, which blends elements of folk, rock, and pop, contrasts with her father's more electrifying and dance-driven sound, showing how she has taken inspiration from his legacy, but also forged her own path. Through her work, Paris Jackson shows that it's possible to honor a parent's legacy while also addressing the difficulties of being constantly compared to them. Her career reflects both admiration for Michael Jackson and a desire to be seen for her own talents and creativity. While the public may always link her to her father's monumental career, Paris is determined to challenge the expectations and continue creating art that speaks to her unique perspective on the world. Paris Jackson's identity has continuously evolved over time, marked by her public persona, which she has carefully shaped while striving to protect her privacy and individuality. In the public eye from a young age, Paris was thrust into the spotlight due to her father, the legendary pop icon Michael Jackson. Despite the attention, she has worked hard to carve out her own space, particularly in music and activism, where she is determined to follow her own path, distinct from the shadow of her father's fame. Throughout her journey, Paris has encountered significant personal challenges, including struggles with mental health, the pressures of growing up in a famous family, and dealing with public scrutiny. Rather than letting these obstacles define her, Paris has developed remarkable resilience and strength. She channels her experiences into her activism, using her voice to speak out on issues like mental health, equality, and environmentalism. Her openness about her struggles has served to inspire many, showing that personal adversity can lead to growth and empowerment. Paris continues to evolve, using the lessons learned from her experiences to encourage others to embrace their own paths and find strength in the face of difficulties. Paris Jackson has mastered the delicate art of balancing her privacy with the demands of public life. Born into one of the most famous families in the world, she is no stranger to the spotlight. Yet, Paris is committed to protecting her personal life and has expressed the importance of maintaining a healthy boundary between her public persona and private world. While her fame stems from her father, the legendary Michael Jackson, Paris has made it clear that she wants to carve her own path and ensure that her personal relationships and well-being remain private. Despite the constant attention, she uses her platform to advocate for various causes that are important to her, using her influence to speak out on issues such as mental health, social justice, and environmental protection. Her music is a reflection of both her heritage and her individuality. Paris blends a mix of genres in her work, including pop, rock, and folk, creating a distinctive sound that not only honors her father's incredible legacy, but also showcases her own musical talents and creativity. While Michael Jackson's influence is evident, Paris strives to build a unique artistic identity that speaks to her personal experiences and emotions. Her sound evolves as she experiments with different musical styles, allowing her to explore new boundaries and refine her craft. This balance between honoring her roots and embracing her own voice enables her to connect with a broad audience, making her mark in the music industry while staying true to herself. Paris Jackson has always been someone who values creative freedom above all else, rather than adhering to societal expectations or fitting into a prescribed mold. She has chosen to pursue a path that allows her to express herself authentically. For Paris, authenticity is not just a personal philosophy but a guiding principle in both her life and her art. She uses her platform and her music to explore deep and meaningful themes such as identity, love, and personal growth. These are subjects she holds close to her heart and frequently weaves into her creative work, offering insight into her own journey of self-discovery. Despite facing public scrutiny, especially being in the limelight from such a young age due to her father's fame, Paris has remained resolute in staying true to who she is. The pressure to conform to the expectations of others has not swayed her belief in the importance of being authentic. Paris actively encourages others to embrace their own uniqueness and not to be ashamed of who they are. She believes that each individual should find the courage to express themselves without fear of judgment, advocating for self-acceptance and emotional freedom. Through her career and personal actions, Paris Jackson has shown that true strength lies in accepting one's flaws, imperfections, and personal story. It is in embracing these aspects that she has carved a unique space for herself in the public eye, one where she is not defined by the fame or legacy of her father, but by her own choices and her unwavering dedication to staying true to her artistic vision. She continues to challenge the norms that seek to limit individuality, encouraging others to follow their own paths and find confidence in their identities. Paris Jackson has always been deeply connected to her family's heritage, and she uses her understanding of her blended roots to shape both her identity and career. The legacy of her father, the iconic Michael Jackson, undoubtedly plays a significant role in how she perceives herself and the world around her. However, Paris's heritage is not limited to just her father's legacy. She embraces her mixed-race background and the diverse cultures that are part of her story. This has helped her develop a unique perspective that influences her public image, artistic choices, and personal growth. The impact of social media on Paris's life cannot be understated. It has become a crucial part of her journey, offering her a platform for self-expression and fan interaction. Through Instagram and other social media channels, Paris has created a space where she can showcase her artistry, personality, and beliefs. More than just a means of staying in touch with her followers, social media has allowed Paris to advocate for resilience and thoughtful digital engagement. She frequently uses her platform to discuss mental health, body image, and the importance of being genuine in the digital age. Paris believes that social media should be used as a tool for connection and support rather than comparison and negativity. She encourages her followers to embrace who they are and to interact with others in a positive, uplifting manner. Paris Jackson's presence on social media reflects her broader commitment to maintaining a sense of authenticity in her life. Despite the public's keen interest in her family and fame, she strives to ensure that her online presence reflects her true self, one that values family heritage, personal growth, and social consciousness. Through her online activity, Paris continues to inspire others to find strength in their own stories, advocate for causes that matter, and engage in the digital world with mindfulness and integrity. Paris Jackson's exploration of personal style is another form of self-expression that reflects both her connection to her family's legacy and her unique identity. She blends elements from her father's era with modern fashion, creating looks that are distinctive and creative. By mixing vintage pieces from the 80s and 90s with contemporary trends, Paris navigates the fashion world with confidence and authenticity. Her wardrobe often includes eclectic styles, from bohemian-inspired garments to more edgy, punk influences, which allow her to assert her individuality. This blending of past and present allows her to communicate her personal story through the clothes she chooses, while maintaining a connection to the history of fashion and her father's iconic style. In doing so, Paris uses fashion not only as a creative outlet, but also as a tool for defining herself on her own terms. Paris Jackson has often spoken about the central role spirituality and faith play in her life. These elements offer her guidance, especially during difficult moments of loss. They provide comfort and a clearer sense of purpose, helping her navigate the complexities of being in the public eye while also dealing with personal struggles. Faith has given her strength to move forward, allowing her to stay grounded despite the challenges she faces. Beyond her personal journey, Paris is deeply committed to continuing her father Michael Jackson's legacy. She honors his artistic vision and innovative spirit by collaborating with a range of diverse artists. Through her music and visual arts, Paris pushes creative boundaries in ways that reflect the essence of her father's influence. She sees her work not only as a tribute, but also as a way to contribute to the evolving landscape of art and music, ensuring that Michael's impact remains alive for future generations. Paris Jackson, the daughter of the legendary Michael Jackson, is well aware of the challenges that come with fame. Growing up in the spotlight as the child of one of the world's most famous entertainers, Paris acknowledges the complexities of living a life that is constantly under public scrutiny. Despite this, she remains determined to carve out her own identity, separate from the larger-than-life image of her father. Paris faces societal expectations and assumptions about who she is, but she uses this as motivation to challenge these preconceptions and prove that she is more than just the daughter of a pop icon. In her journey, Paris works hard to stay grounded. She places great importance on maintaining authentic relationships with those who truly care about her, and keeping herself connected to the realities of everyday life. While the world may see her as part of a glamorous, privileged lifestyle, Paris ensures that she doesn't lose touch with the simplicity and honesty that she values. These principles were instilled in her by her father, who, despite his immense fame, always emphasized the importance of staying humble and connected to one's roots. For Paris, this grounding is a key element in navigating the complexities of her life under the spotlight, as she strives to forge her own path in both her personal and professional endeavors. Paris Jackson believes that the pursuit of happiness is one of the most important aspects of life. She holds the view that joy and fulfillment should come from meaningful activities and building connections with others. To her, happiness is not just about fleeting moments of pleasure, but about creating a life that is rich in purpose and driven by the things that bring true satisfaction. This philosophy influences her work and personal life as she continues to explore her artistic talents and connect with others in ways that are meaningful to her. Looking toward the future, Paris envisions a world that thrives on love, understanding, and creativity. She sees a future where people are more compassionate toward one another, and where creativity is not only embraced, but celebrated as a tool for change and growth. In this vision, Paris is actively involved in using her art and activism to inspire positive change. She believes that art has the power to transcend boundaries and communicate messages that can lead to a more harmonious world. Through her work, she strives to contribute to a future where the values of love and understanding are central to society, and where creativity is a driving force for good. Paris Jackson, daughter of the legendary Michael Jackson, has always been deeply connected to art, using it as a form of healing after the tragic loss of her father. In the years following his death, Paris turned to her creativity, pouring her grief and emotions into her artistic expressions. Through music, photography, and various other forms of art, she found a way to process her feelings and communicate with others who were experiencing similar pain. Her art became a tool not only for personal healing, but also for fostering connections with those who could relate to her story, creating a sense of shared experience and emotional understanding. Alongside her art, Paris has made a significant mark as an advocate for feminism and women's rights. She is outspoken about her support for gender equality, regularly using her platform to raise awareness of the challenges women face in the entertainment industry and society at large. Paris champions female empowerment, striving to create a world where women have equal opportunities and are not limited by societal expectations or gender norms. Her efforts are part of a larger movement in the entertainment world, where women are increasingly demanding respect, equal pay, and the freedom to express themselves without fear of judgment. Through her advocacy and her art, Paris Jackson continues to inspire others, particularly women, to stand up for themselves and their rights and to find strength in their individuality. Paris Jackson has always had a deep connection with nature, often expressing her passion for environmental preservation. She encourages people to live in harmony with the earth, advocating for sustainable practices and lifestyle choices. Whether through social media or in interviews, Paris highlights the importance of protecting the planet for future generations. She has been vocal about climate change, urging individuals to take action in their everyday lives, from reducing waste to supporting eco-friendly businesses. This commitment to the environment is not just a passing interest for Paris. It is an integral part of her life and values. Additionally, Paris is an advocate for cultural diversity and representation in the arts. She uses her platform to support and collaborate with artists from various backgrounds, aiming to foster empathy and understanding through creative expression. She believes that art should reflect the richness and complexity of different cultures, and that everyone deserves to see themselves represented in mainstream media. Paris has worked alongside artists from diverse communities, helping to bring their work to a larger audience, while also highlighting the importance of inclusivity in all forms of artistic expression. Through her actions, Paris strives to promote a world where cultural diversity is celebrated and understood. Her passion for both nature and cultural representation is evident in the way she lives her life, using her influence to inspire others to make a positive impact in their own communities and the world at large. Paris Jackson's journey of self-discovery has been one marked by openness and a deep commitment to personal growth. She has always shared her experiences with her audience, inviting them to reflect on their own lives and encouraging introspection. This willingness to be vulnerable and authentic is part of what has made her a relatable figure to many. From a young age, Paris has been conscious of the weight of her family legacy, especially the profound impact her father, Michael Jackson, had on the world. The compassion and kindness he spread through his music and actions have become guiding principles for Paris as she continues to forge her own path. Her father's influence is evident in how she navigates her career and personal life. Paris is determined to carry forward his legacy of empathy, both in her work as an actress and in her relationships. She uses her platform to promote kindness, understanding, and a sense of community, seeking to inspire others to live with compassion and to approach challenges with grace. This dedication to maintaining her father's spirit of giving is evident in her interactions with fans, her advocacy for mental health awareness, and her public stance on the importance of self-acceptance. Through her openness about her own struggles and triumphs, Paris has become a source of inspiration for many who are on their own journeys of self-discovery. She understands that growth is an ongoing process, and that it's important to remain patient with oneself. Paris's efforts to live authentically, while honoring her father's values, show that her legacy is not just about celebrity, but about making a meaningful difference in the world through empathy and love. Paris Jackson has emerged as a bold voice in the world of art, using her work to speak out on important social issues. Through her creativity, she has developed a platform to advocate for justice, equality, and change. Paris believes that art is not just an aesthetic pursuit, but a powerful tool for protest and social commentary. She harnesses her skills to challenge societal norms and engage with issues ranging from environmentalism to the need for more inclusivity in the arts. Her art is often a reflection of her own life experiences and the struggles she has faced, which makes her work deeply personal yet universally relevant. Paris does not shy away from addressing difficult topics, believing that art has the potential to open minds and spark conversations about the world we live in. In her creative journey, she draws inspiration from a diverse array of artists, spanning across various mediums such as painting, photography, and music. Paris finds influence in their ability to break boundaries and communicate their truths, and she channels these lessons into her own work. Her commitment to fostering a sense of artistic community is evident, as she believes in the power of collaboration and sharing ideas to push creative limits. Through her own artistic expressions, Paris Jackson is building a legacy that merges her passion for creativity with her desire to make a difference in the world. Paris Jackson approaches her relationships with care and consideration. She places a strong emphasis on open communication, ensuring that she and those close to her can express themselves freely. This thoughtful approach to relationships has been important, especially after the loss of her father. Paris is deeply aware of the emotional impact his passing had on her, and strives to maintain connections built on empathy and mutual respect. Her relationships are not rushed. They are built over time and nurtured through understanding and compassion. In addition to her personal connections, Paris has a deep respect for traditional music, especially native and cultural sounds. She has always appreciated the significance of music in preserving cultural identity and heritage. Paris actively incorporates elements of traditional music into her work, aiming to honor and preserve these styles that have shaped the musical landscape for generations. Her approach is not just artistic, but also serves as a way to connect with her roots and share a meaningful cultural narrative. By doing so, she keeps these musical traditions alive and ensures their cultural relevance for future generations. Paris Jackson, despite her fame and the pressures that come with being the child of Michael Jackson, has always sought to build deep and authentic connections with those around her. She often speaks about the importance of having relationships that are rooted in honesty and vulnerability, rather than in the superficial dynamics that are so common in the entertainment industry. For Paris, the foundation of any meaningful relationship is trust and openness, allowing space for real emotional exchanges and mutual understanding. This desire for authenticity shapes how she engages with the world and people she meets, making her more than just a celebrity in the eyes of her friends and loved ones. A key aspect of Paris's approach to relationships is her strong belief in active listening. She views this as an essential practice for building empathy and fostering true understanding. According to her, listening attentively not only allows people to feel heard, but also creates an environment where deeper, more sincere connections can flourish. Paris is known for giving her full attention to those speaking to her, focusing on their words, emotions, and body language to truly comprehend what is being communicated. In a world where many people are quick to respond or talk over one another, Paris values taking the time to listen carefully. This mindset is something she applies not just in her personal life, but also in her advocacy for mental health and social justice issues, where understanding the perspectives and needs of others is paramount. For Paris, building a life based on authentic relationships and meaningful conversations is key to navigating the complexities of fame and creating a supportive, empathetic environment. Paris Jackson has always embraced collaboration with other artists, viewing it as a vital aspect of the creative process. Working with others allows her to push boundaries and experiment with new ideas, leading to innovative and unique results. For Paris, collaborating isn't just about sharing the workload, it's about fostering a sense of community within the artistic world. She believes that by joining forces with other creators, she can tap into new perspectives and enhance her own work, leading to richer, more layered artistic expressions. In addition to her music career, Paris Jackson delves into visual arts such as painting and photography. These mediums serve as another avenue for her creativity, allowing her to explore different aspects of her emotions and experiences. Through painting, she uses color and brushstroke to convey feelings that words or music might not fully capture. Photography, on the other hand, enables her to capture fleeting moments of beauty and human connection, preserving them in a way that speaks directly to her audience. This combination of visual and musical art forms allows Paris to form a deeper bond with those who engage with her work, as each piece invites personal interpretation and emotional response. For Paris, the act of creating art is not just an individual pursuit. It's a way to connect with others and explore the nuances of human experience. By experimenting with various forms of artistic expression, she constantly challenges herself while offering her audience an ever-evolving journey into her creative world. This exploration into the visual arts, along with her collaborations, showcases her desire to constantly evolve and remain open to new artistic possibilities. Paris Jackson is deeply committed to community engagement and dedicates a significant amount of her time to supporting charitable causes. She focuses especially on helping marginalized groups, recognizing the need for equality and support in underserved communities. Paris has always used her platform to amplify the voices of those who are often overlooked, advocating for positive change and providing support to individuals facing challenges. She is also passionate about spreading joy and believes in the transformative power of laughter. To her, humor plays a vital role in coping with life's difficulties, offering people a way to build mental resilience and navigate through tough times with strength and grace. Paris encourages her followers to find moments of joy, no matter the circumstances, understanding that laughter can be a powerful tool for healing. Her activism, combined with her belief in the power of humor, continues to inspire many, making a lasting impact on both her fans and the causes she champions. Paris Jackson envisions her work having a global impact, using her music and activism to raise awareness of important issues and promote empathy and solidarity across cultures. From a young age, she was deeply aware of the influence her father, Michael Jackson, had on the world, and she has embraced that legacy by pursuing a path that mixes art, activism, and social justice. She recognizes the power of her platform and uses it not only to entertain, but to bring attention to causes close to her heart. Whether it's advocating for mental health awareness, LGBTQ rights, or environmental protection, Paris strives to create positive change in the world. Her commitment to authenticity remains at the core of her identity. As someone who has experienced both the highs and lows of fame, Paris understands the importance of staying true to herself and her values despite the pressures of public life. She channels her personal experiences into her music and art, creating a connection with fans that transcends the usual celebrity-fan relationship. Her work reflects her desire to inspire others to find strength in their own vulnerabilities and to foster a sense of community. Paris Jackson's journey has not been without challenges. From the shadow of her famous father to her own personal struggles, she has faced obstacles that might have deterred others. However, she has always remained resilient. Her growth as an artist, activist, and individual is a testament to her strength and determination. Despite the intense scrutiny that comes with being in the public eye, Paris continues to forge her own path, staying focused on her mission to make a positive impact. Through her music, activism, and personal endeavors, Paris Jackson is not only honoring her father's legacy, but also creating her own. She is determined to be a force for good in the world, using her voice to inspire change and encourage others to act with kindness, understanding, and compassion. Her work is an ongoing testament to the power of resilience, creativity, and the importance of staying true to oneself.